Hello everyone. So we'll be looking at my favorite Interstate 71 cell phone towers. So a long time ago, about a few months ago, I made this playlist called Towers I'll Film in the Summer. And well, there's this one tower that I-71 told me about, saying there's like a new cell phone tower built or whatever. And so we went up to Cleveland that one time, and I actually found that new cell phone tower. Which I didn't realize where the new cell tower actually was at first. When he told me about that, I was like, alright, maybe it's like somewhere around the tower in the same area, but I don't think I would get to see it. But I actually did get to see it. And I got several pictures of it from when I went up there 2 times this month. Well, I went up to Cleveland last month, and I went up there a few days ago actually, and I got several pictures of this. So this is kind of sad because this is a replacement. This is what I know as a replacement tower. Because I found out recently that AT&T and Verizon are partnering up with Tillman Infrastructure. So I just found out this tower was AT&T, this really old one right here. It was built in the early 2000s. So I found out this tower's AT&T after we got home from that first Cleveland trip. And then I found out this new tower was AT&T. And I'm like, wait a minute, why would they build their towers together like that? Well, because the partnering up with Tillman Infrastructure, they say American Tower and the old tower companies had a hard time with their payments and property taxes. So as a result, AT&T and Verizon made a threat to those tower companies and partnered up with Tillman Infrastructure. And I guess in early 2020, they started building towers with Tillman Infrastructure. And that's how this tower got built here. So these 2 towers just became my favorite towers. And this one here's a new cell tower. It's got an FTS 370 beacon. And the side markers I see are somewhere down here in this area. But I noticed that this tower is actually... It actually looks kind of like the older one, but the older one had different antennas. These aren't the same ones. But it's just weird how AT&T has taken down their old towers and using the new Tillman Infrastructure towers now. I mean, I know like how they're making a threat to the old tower companies and they want to build new towers now. And yes, when this tower was abandoned, they actually put a new beacon up on this tower. I think this one might be an FTS 370 now too. But Y-Zayden said this one used to have a dual strobe, I think's what it had. Because I remember one time I went up Cleveland years ago, and I seen the dual strobe on this one. And I finally got to upload the first video of these 2 towers, and he was like, they removed the antenna on the old one. And then we kind of talked about it, so I was like, yeah, it's abandoned now because the Tillman Infrastructure is building new ones to replace them. But you can see the wires, they go up through the sides of the tower. But yes, there's another problem of a Tillman Infrastructure tower replacement in Springfield. They're on Route 4. There's this monopole tower that's being abandoned because Tillman Infrastructure's taken over the tower business now, like the tower industry. So yeah, these just became my favorite towers. And here's a better picture of it. You can see the antennas up there in the FTS 370. I know most towers have lightning rods. Okay, I think here's where the side markers are at. They got that little box right there that hold the wires for them. So you can definitely see the side markers now. I don't know why they're that low. They're normally about, let's say, about halfway up through here on the tower instead of like all the way down here. Which I kind of did think at first the tower might have had a white only strobe, but then Y-Zayden said it had a red flash at night, and the side markers I think flash with it. Because there is a guide tower by me that's owned by Tillman Infrastructure, and I noticed the side markers actually flash with the beacon, so those are like really new kind of futuristic lights and stuff. And then here's the old tower. Yeah, I really do like this old tower, but the new tower is my favorite out of both of these. So it really sucks how AT&T and Verizon are getting their towers replaced with Tillman Infrastructure towers. I mean, come on, guys. You're just wasting cell phone towers and wasting good resources. But yeah, there's the beacon blinking at the very top. Now, this tower is actually a clone with a couple of other towers on Interstate 71. But those clones are still pretty good, and they still got their antennas. But this is like the only clone on I-71 that got their antennas removed. And here it is with both towers. But yeah, I was kind of wondering on the first time I went up to Cleveland why this tower had no antennas on anymore. But then I look over here, I'm like, oh, it's a replacement tower. But it just sucks how AT&T and Verizon are doing that. But yep, that's all I know about this stuff.